2K Sports and the PGA Tour are proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. It's time for the final round. Let's head out onto the course. G'day mates, I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and out on the course bringing us all the action this week is Henny Koyak and John McCarthy. Well, it's been a thrilling week. Let's get to the coverage now. We head down to the first hole. And as we turn our attention to our featured player this week, it's impossible to ignore the rivalry that's happening with Will Zalatoris.
Luke, I just don't understand why you'd want to start a rivalry with Will Zalatoris. This featured player must be brimming over with confidence.
Cheers, Henny. I appreciate the insight. I'll be interested to see how our featured player fares against the likes of William Zalatoris. Coming fresh off a win, this player's looking to go back-to-back here.
Can't think of any better momentum. Obviously, the player is firing on all cylinders. Sit back, watch, and enjoy it.
Yep, that shot safely on the green. Henny, take us through the break on this putt.
This putt's going to break to the right.
That starts off on a good line.
Getting off to a great start at this event.
Can't birdie them all unless you birdie the first, Luke. Good start.
He's currently in second place on the leaderboard. The second hole at player Sayona Rich. Less than 500 yards, but is a par 5.
Par 5 that meanders from right to left. Just a bunker down the left-hand side you have to think about. Other than that, it's a pretty generous landing area. Second shot. Green sits above you just a little bit. 2 bunkers on the right-hand side. The bailout's going to be to the left, sitting below you. All in all, though, a very generous par 5.
He's got his eyes set on the putting surface. An aggressive play here. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's just fallen to 1 stroke behind his rival.
Oh, be the right club today. And back to the play, shall we? Good mid-range putt, this one. An 18-footer.
This for a birdie run.
How good was that putt?
Back-to-back birdies moving the right direction there, Luke.
Currently a couple under for the event. The third hole at player Sayona is just a picturesque par 3.
Yes, water down the right-hand side will certainly come into play. Bunker front left and long left also could see some action. This is a beautiful, picturesque, but difficult par 3.
Always nice to have a birdie putt. Okay, Henny. What's he looking at with this putt?
Setting up this putt 9 feet from the cup.
And that's for birdie. Well holed.
This player is putting for fun.
And after that hole, he's now alone at the top of the leaderboard. The fourth hole at player Sayona is a short par 4, but there's so many different ways it could go wrong for you.
Longer hitters in the game are certainly going to be tempted to go ahead and give her a whirl. But there's a lot of trouble both left and right with water and bunkers. So lay up just a little bit shy of this green. Have just a short wedge for your second, but you got to be spot on. This green has got all kinds of movement to it.
This is his second shot. He leads the field by a stroke. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
Yeah, coming off the back of a bogey on the last hole.
This one looking really good.
Let's catch up with the current proceedings.
This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
Oh, I thought that one was going in. And a par putt awaits him. And he's down there. You got a read?
This one is breaking left to right. Rolling end to end, this looking nice.
Solid par putt, that.
This guy is putting the lights out of it this week.
And as we check the standings, our leader has a one-stroke advantage. Well, as short as the par 4 fourth is, Rich, the fifth makes up for it and then some.
I'm assuming that this hole's name is Diablo because it is a devil of a par 4. Very little room out to the right to find the fairway. Anything missing left, all the way down the hole, you're finding the ocean and a green that is perched right next to it as well. I don't know the best way to play this hole, but I know that 5 is a fantastic score.
Choosing the 9-iron here. Yeah, good swing. This one's heading up onto the green for sure.
That shot had Will Zalatoris doing a double take. I think he may be starting to take this rivalry a bit more seriously.
Lining up the birdie putt here. Nice one. 4th birdie of the day. And with that, he'll move to 4 under par. Still in the lead now after that hole. Well, the 6th tee shot here really requires a beauty.
Well, that bunker right in the center of the fairway, you aim it right at it, Luke, and either you push your tee shot or pull it to avoid it. That's the best way of attacking that. From there, you've got a green in the distance that's got a couple bunkers well shy of it. They're there for aesthetics only, but a green that is hourglass in shape and just gentle movement all around.
All right, bold. I like this play.
That one just missing the fairway, but not a bad outcome. Didn't that look good for a long time? Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Trying to get to 5 under with this putt. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
This putt's going to come in from the left side.
I don't mind the look of this. That's a fast start if I've ever seen one, Rich.
Game face on early here, Luke.
And as we look at the leaderboard, he now has a 3-shot advantage. And as we get to the 7th at Playa Sayona, all the drama happens at the completion of the hole.
It does. You want to challenge that fairway bunker as best you can with a long iron fairway metal hybrid. You want to be as close to this green as you can off the tee because it's an island green with danger everywhere. You don't want to come into this green with much more than a wedge in your hand.
Well, there he is, Wake Forest Will Zalatoris, Rich. He's done the job, and he continues to do it out here on tour, doesn't he?
He does. He's just one of these players that is just a ferocious competitor, isn't he? Ball striking is amazing. The putting sometimes works with him and works, but you know what? He gets the job done, and so you can't emphasize that enough. You know, it may not be pretty at times, but who cares? He's getting the job done. And you know when you go head-to-head against him, you've got your hands full because he's not backing down from anybody, any challenge, any championship. The guy's a winner.
And this one will be for double bogey. He sits in first position. The 8th hole, Ridge, a spectacular par 4 here at Playa Sayona.
A strong par 4 here, Luke. Fairway bunkers on the left and right hand side. Second shot to a green protected by bunkers left and right, and a little bit long. You're going to find a waste area. This is really a beautiful par 4, but it can be a little daunting.
That's inside the range. What a shot. Always nice when you can just go ahead and tap one in for birdie. That will drop and it will extend the lead. And he will move to 4 under par now. And just keeping it in neutral on the leaderboard. The final hole of the front nine at Playa Sayona requires a very long and well-carried drive.
Yeah, we've got waste area down the right-hand side, water in the distance. Driver probably not required off this shortish par 4. Second shot carries a water feature to a green just sitting there in the distance. Very receptive. You're thinking birdie all day long.
And playing this one from around 120 yards out. Currently leading by 2. That might be one club too many. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
And back to the course with the live action. Standing over this one, and it's a very long putt. John, have you got a good read on this one?
I'm pretty sure this is quite a hard break to the left.
Can he make one from long range? This is going right at the hole. Yes, what a putt. Well, that's worth reviewing. Let's roll the videotape. Well, this is when the knees start to knock. The sweat starts to appear on the palms of your hands, Rich. Just a slender lead with 9 to play.
Luke, so far, it's been entertaining watching these two go head-to-head. Not too sure exactly how this is going to play out, but so far, so good. Love watching these two compete.
Oh, that is bombed. And Rich, that back-to-back win could be within reach here if this player can just gain a few more strokes on the inward half.
Winning last week, this player's full of confidence, and rightly so.
Going with the 9-iron, I think. Oh, this one looks pretty handy here. This putt coming up is for birdie. And that's 8 birdies today. And that will take him to 6 under. Time to take a look at the leaderboard, and it's a 4-stroke buffer for our leader. The 11th hole at Playa Sayona perhaps requires less than driver off the tee.
Yeah, you got to take driver out of your hands there. You don't want to hit it too long left in the water or catch a fairway bunker down the right-hand side. The difficulty about this second shot, it's got an infinite edge look to it in the distance. It's hard to gauge how far that golf shot really is playing because it looks so much closer than what it really is.
Well, that sets up a birdie putt, even if it is from long range. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's happy, just came off a birdie.
Big, sweeping, hooking putt.
That's disappointing.
Not a bad effort right there from long range. Big breaking putt. He just didn't quite read it right, but it'll be an easy par.
Yeah, it's about 14 feet to the hole.
A really good look at birdie.
This is a good chance. All right, that's now going to move him to 7 under for the event. Yes, the 12th hole at Playa Sayona, Rich, is just another stunner.
I can't decide which hole out here is the most beautiful. This one or all the others. Another gorgeous setting here for this par 3. Just a couple of bunkers you got to be mindful of with your tee shot, as well as the ocean back left. However, just sit back and soak in all this beauty.
A par putt awaits. All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
It's about 34 feet out.
It's pretty handy here. That'll hurt the momentum. Well, that's providing some hope to the rest of the field as our leader stumbles with a bogey. And he's holding steady in first place after that one. Over to 13, and the peninsula of this pleasant golf course comes into play.
you would love to just sit up here and stripe it right at this green, but you should know better not to. Bail out to the left-hand side. Leave yourself with a pretty simple pitch and run to a tiny green just surrounded by the most beautiful setting you could ever imagine.
Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? Close to the surface here, and the green side rough. Oh, I like the look of this. Could it go in? That's outstanding.
That was spectacular, Luke. Great work. Great shot.
This one was a great chip in. I could watch this all day.
He's leading by 5 shots as we head to the next hole. The 14th hole at Playa Sayona is just another beauty. You've got the little beach and peninsula look, but this par 3 requires a fantastic golf shot.
Everything about this golf course is beautiful, but it's got teeth everywhere you look. You can get sucked in by the beauty, but if you do, you're going to make a large number on this tiny par 3.
Pay attention, folks. That's how you play golf. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
The rival is ahead of him. He needs to get something together here.
Let's get back to it, shall we? Just 4 feet remaining between him and the hole.
Short game has been absolutely fantastic today.
The putt drops, and that's back-to-back birdies.
Gotta like it. 2 in a row. He's feeling it.
He's currently sitting in first place. Okay, over to 15 we go at Playa Sayona, and it is the final par 5 on the golf course.
Waste area down the left-hand side of this hole is going to see a lot of action as players are going to bail left, not wanting to find the ocean with their tee shot. From there, it's going to take a pretty challenging iron to lay up into a zone, not wide. And then the third shot, once again, in a green setting right on the ocean's edge. This is another stunning hole, yet very challenging.
Oh, that one's absolutely stiff. Seven feet to the cup. Now holds another one, so now 10 under par with just a handful of holes remaining.
Yeah, seemingly an insurmountable lead with just 4 to play. Gotta like his position.
The finishing stretch here at Playa Sayona starts here with the par 4 16th.
And we've got a couple of fairway bunkers down the right-hand side. Miss those to the left-hand side, and you will hit your second shot into an island, quote-unquote, green. Not surrounded by water, but surrounded by sand. This is a challenging par 4, but should be able to avoid any large numbers.
Well, that one is looking like it's going straight down the pipe. Oh, 13-footer coming up here. All right, John, you've been reading them well all day. Take us through this putt.
I think this putt's going left to right.
And another one goes. And with it, an increase of his lead. Our current leader now enjoying a 9-stroke lead. We get on the tee at 17, Rich. This is a hole you really want to make sure you position your ball properly.
Only the long hitters want to take on that waste bunker down the right-hand side. All the others out to the left-hand side. And there's an opening here that players might want to think about chasing their golf ball into, because this second shot, ooh, it is dangerous.
Well, there's a very good reason why he's leading this tournament, and that's Exhibit A. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Setting up this putt 11 feet from the cup.
What a putt that was. Back-to-back birdies never hurt, Rich.
Gotta like it. He's feeling it.
And there's no movement on the leaderboard after that hole. And I don't give the rest of the field much hope today. Our leader is way out in front in this final round. And as you step on the 18th tee at Player Sayona, you're left with the unique challenge of a par 3 to finish.
Once again, over water, a common theme around this beautiful layout. Again, they give you plenty of room out to the right to bail out into a bunker or into a waste area. You'd love, dearly love, to finish off this round with a 3.
Wow, that almost went in the hole. Here's a putt to finish his round with the clubhouse lead. He finishes up with a par at the last. That is a comprehensive performance, Rich.
It's just one of these wins where you just want to sit back and just soak it all in and enjoy it.
Well, that just about concludes our coverage. On behalf of Rich Beam, I'm Luke Elvey. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.